Hey, what's up guys? In today's video, we're going to be going over some very interesting PlayStation news, so if you haven't already, drop it a like and make sure you subscribe. So the first topic in the video has to do with an update regarding Rise of the Ronin, and so we're going to be reading from PlayStation Universe where the headline reads, Rise of the Ronin PS5 has been in development for 7 years, says Koei Tecmo. Koei Tecmo has revealed during the latest issue of Famitsu magazine that its ambitious-looking Rise of the Ronin has been in development for around 7 years. The PS5 title is a collaboration between Neo developer Team Ninja and Sony's X-Dev studio, and was announced last year. However, the game hasn't attracted a concrete release date yet, other than a planned 2024 window. 7 years is certainly a long time no matter which way you slice it, although Team Ninja clearly has large ambitions for the game. And so yeah guys, the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to this is the fact that this game has been in development for a very long time. A game being in development for almost a decade is kind of crazy to think about. Of course, like the obvious thing to think is that, oh, this game's been in development for a long time, so that means it's going to be a really good game, right? Because they've been working on it for so long. And that's not always true because, you know, look at games like Cyberpunk 2077. That game was in development for like, I think at least a decade, and look how that game launched. You know, so the length of development doesn't guarantee the quality that the game is going to be, you know, but from what we've seen so far from the trailer, the game does look very, very promising. And yeah, even though we don't have a concrete release date, we do know that as of right now, it's scheduled to release sometime next year. And hopefully it does and doesn't get delayed to 2025 or even later. And so yeah guys, down below let me know your thoughts on the fact that Rise of the Ronin has been in development for the past 7 years. Moving on to the next topic, we have some unfortunate news to go over when it comes to The Wolf Among Us 2. So once again, reading from PlayStation Universe, the headline reads, Telltale delays The Wolf Among Us 2 into 2024 as team moves to using Unreal Engine 5. Telltale has announced The Wolf Among Us 2 will no longer release in 2023, but has been delayed into 2024 as the development team switches from using Unreal Engine 4 to the latest Unreal Engine 5. We know it's frustrating to hear, the studio wrote in a statement posted to Twitter. While The Wolf Among Us 2 was first announced back in 2019, the decision to announce it then was made without thinking a global pandemic would get in the way. Speaking in an interview with IGN, Telltale's Chief Executive Officer Jamie Ottley elaborated beyond what the statement provides, explaining that while the switch to Unreal Engine 5 is a main cause of the delay, avoiding burnout and not shipping an unfinished game are also part of the decision. Quote, making games is difficult and they need time to be right, and it doesn't do any of us any good to ship something that's not ready, unquote. Ottley also speaks on how his version of Telltale will not fall into the same crunch habits of the old Telltale. Quote, I've done crunch and I don't want to do it again, and it's not fair to ask it. You can't plan a business around it. So yeah, part of it is about maintaining a healthy work culture. We don't want to burn out our good people. It has been incredibly difficult to recruit the last 2 years between COVID and the labor markets and the growth in the games industry. So certainly, burning people out or grinding them down is the wrong thing to do long term. It's not how you build a business, and as an industry we're terrible about it. We burn our people out, we burn our best people out faster, and as an industry, if we're going to continue to grow, we have to stop it. We just have to stop doing it and make better choices, unquote. And so yeah guys, obviously this is unfortunate news to hear that The Wolf Among Us 2 has been delayed to next year. Obviously, hearing a game that you're very excited for being pushed back farther so you have to wait longer, obviously that's not good news, you know, but looking from the positives, because games being delayed are always for the better for the game, because I would hate for this game to be rushed out this year and it's just not finished. That's the absolute worst thing for a game, is when it comes out and it's just not finished. That just is the worst thing. So I am glad they're taking their time and just pushing it back to next year to polish the game. Another reason why they are delaying this game to next year is because they are switching from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5, which is the latest Unreal Engine. So that will make the game better. And also another reason why they are delaying this is because of crunch. And obviously, yes, there's a lot of controversy and different opinions about crunch. And yes, crunch in general like sucks, but at the same time, sometimes people overreact, and when they hear the word crunch in the game industry, they automatically think like the employees working there are dying and having to go to the hospital because they're overworked. And yes, I mean, that does happen. Like, that does happen. We've seen reports of that. But also, there's some times where the devs themselves choose to do crunch and they want to work overtime, but overall, in general, I do get why they're trying to eliminate crunch. And that recently happened at Naughty Dog, because I think the biggest studio that got kind of exposed and really hit with a lot of backlash for crunch was Naughty Dog when they were making The Last of Us Part 2. And it seems like they've completely removed that, because there was a dev that said when they were remaking The Last of Us Part 1 there was zero crunch. So yes, that is good to hear. But I'm just saying, obviously I don't agree with crunch. I'm just saying that sometimes, it's not always like the higher ups forcing the devs. Sometimes the devs just choose to. And so yeah, I mean, all these things, avoiding crunch and switching to a better engine for this game is going to make the game overall better. So yes, in the short term, this does suck because we have to wait another 6 months or maybe another year to play this game. But at the same time, because of these things, it will be worth it. The game will be better because of it. And so yeah, guys, down below, let me know your thoughts on the fact that we have official confirmation that The Wolf Among Us 2 has been delayed to 2024. Now, moving on to the final topic in the video, we're going to be going over a small update when it comes to Final Fantasy 16. So once again, reading from PlayStation Universe, the headline reads, Final Fantasy 16 has a group of SIE engineers helping with optimization, reveals Yoshi P. Naoki Yoshi P. Yoshida has revealed during an interview with 4Gamers that a group of SIE engineers are helping with optimization for Final Fantasy 16. We asked about a possible PC release of the game. Yoshida revealed that not only is the game under PS5 exclusivity for 6 months, but SIE are actively involved in optimizing the JRPG. Quote, however, from our point of view, signing such a contract with a hardware maker means that we can receive technical support. This time, there's a part where we are developing together with a group of SIE engineers who know everything about the basics of hardware, and we provide generous support for optimization and other things that are difficult to handle, unquote. And so yeah, guys, it's not the biggest update for Final Fantasy 16, but what this really does confirm to me is that Sony is really banking on this game to do incredible when it comes to selling copies, and even more so selling PS5 consoles. Besides Spider-Man 2, this is probably on most people's radars the #1 like hyped up game for this year, like right alongside Spider-Man 2. And so yeah, obviously, I mean, the fact that Sony engineers are helping optimize this game, yeah, it just confirms to me that Sony really wants this game to do amazingly well. Just like what Hogwarts Legacy is doing, but imagine all that going just to the PlayStation 5. And so yeah, guys, down below, let me know your thoughts on the fact that Sony engineers are helping optimize Final Fantasy 16. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it or found it informative, drop it a like and hit the subscribe button by turning on the post notification bell so you don't miss my next upload. Until next time, guys, take care.